Hi, my name is Veronica Crescione. Like Dee, I am a military spouse living here in Hawaii. I live on Hickam Air Force Base. Try not to cry. First question, or maybe a statement, for your FY23 President's budget, the $1 million. The big thing that stands out for me right there is the health. Our health was not assessed properly. We were not allowed any testing. We could write down all the symptoms we had, everything we went through, everything our kids went through, and then it was put on a paper and put in our records so we could be studied for the next few years or whatever. The head medical officer said there are no long-term side effects. There are. We deal with them every day. I am one of thousands of people dealing with things still. And our water still is not clean. It is still contaminated. You run it in a clean cup. I've gone to the store thinking I'm crazy. I'm going to buy a new cup. I'm going to pour my water in here. It's going to be clean this time. And it's not. We have not used our water in our home except to flush our toilets. We had our home flushed 6 times over the spring. My husband's commander has been amazing. He works on a separate base. He's Air Force. And Joint Base Commander told my husband's commander, their water is clean. It's good to go. Go for it. And I said, fine, I will try it. I took a bath. I took a shower. I brushed my teeth. This was in April. I ended up in urgent care, and they sent me on to the ER. And now I have a permanently, hopefully not permanently, but I've been told a permanently damaged esophagus and epiglottis, which sometimes there are days where I can hardly swallow. And there's only certain medications you can take for that because then your throat can just close up and you can't do anything. I understand there's a whole process to closing down Red Hill. I'm glad that process is starting. But for us that are dealing with this, and not just military, we're only here temporarily. I mean, to say I'm so thankful we get to leave Hawaii, one of the most beautiful places there are, I will be so thankful when I get to leave. But there are so many people that this is their home. I mean, Dee, she's generational Hawaiian here, and her family is here, and it's in the water. I followed Ernie since December and watched his videos that he's had out for years and years. And the only reason we were allowed back in our homes and told that the water was safe is because the EPA and the DOH and the Navy raised the allowable levels. We are humans. You can't raise the levels and, oh, okay, you're okay with this now. No. It makes us sick. We are going to die younger. We are going to have issues. And it's ridiculous that this is happening to us. Capulina had it worse than any military housing. Those are civilians, and they didn't even get the 2 packs of water we got a day. They got one once in a while. And a lot of those people had to move to the mainland, which they've never even been out of the state before, so that they could not go through bankruptcy. I understand Red Hill is going to be shut down, but parallel, people need to be taken care of, and we're not. The Navy is not to be trusted in this. There's too many miscommunications and manipulations going on, and it's very scary. And I know as a military spouse on a Facebook group, contamination group, there's thousands of us, and we feel trapped. We just feel trapped and stuck and not heard, and all the health concerns are the same as they were in December. Rashes, sickness, you name it, from December, it's still happening now. It needs to be dealt with, and the Navy needs to be held accountable.
Thank you for sharing that. If our staff can get your information, thank you for your service, your husband's service. You know, this is something that is personal to me as well, because like you, I've been at Hickam Air Force Base for the last 21 years of my military career. I consumed water at the Hickam Air Force Base Commissary on the 26th of November. And my family, my wife and 2 daughters, and several members of my staff, including the one sitting right next to you, consumed water at Ruby Tuesdays at the restaurant on that Sunday night, November 28th, the night that the Navy took offline the Red Hill well, when they knew that there was fuel in that well. So this is what has driven me to fight for our military service members, our families, the people of this island, and working together with the delegation to shut this facility down. But we will, obviously we can follow up with your specific concern. As a veteran myself, we document the times that we consumed the water and how it affected us and our health. Eventually, at some point, we will all military service members fall to the VA, to the Veterans Affairs, and they will be responsible for our long-term health care. And there are situations like what has happened at Camp Lejeune and other military locations throughout the country where there have been financial costs that the nation has had to pay to service members because of incidents like this. So this is not something that we're going to let the United States military get away with.
You know, I would just echo everything that Kai just said. Whoever told you that there was absolutely no long-term effects, that was not an appropriate comment. We don't know. We don't think so, maybe, but we don't know. And that's why, and you know this very well, but for anybody out there who's listening who may not know it, you definitely should put yourself into the surveys, the long-term surveys that are available to you right now, so that the incident is not lost. If something does happen in whatever 6 or 8 years, and you think there might be some connection back to it, so please take advantage of that opportunity and obligation by our military to get you into the long-term surveys.